To help us discuss this is the company CEO. Should I say outgoing CEO, Willie?
Soon, yes.
Soon to be outgoing CEO, Willie Meyburgh. Thank you for coming through, Willie. So maybe just give us a backdrop to the kind of environment that created this set of results.
Yeah, I think first of all is that the South African construction industry is in a bit of a bad state, and I think we all know that. There's plenty of media reports around that. But in our case, the reason we're showing a loss for the year is that we had to make a provision for potential costs that we could incur on a large public sector power project.
Where here in South Africa?
In South Africa, yes.
Okay.
And the reason for it is that there are numerous contractual claims on the project that needs to be resolved, and over the last 4 or 5 years we have been in a negotiation with the client.
Yeah.
And I think we reach a point now where we need some mediator to step in to make sure that an outcome can be reached.
Yeah.
And because we haven't reached an agreement, the client decided that they are not going to pay us any longer for the running costs in terms of our supervision and our equipment on the project to complete the project.
Yeah.
So we had to make a provision to complete the project and fund the project. But in terms of a ruling that's going to be made soon, we will know whether the client will continue to fund that, and then we have to resolve the case at a later stage.
So it's not a case of this client going down?
No, not at all.
This client cannot go down?
Well, I hope not. No, if the client goes down, we've got a massive problem.
How much are you providing for again?
We provided 263 million rand.
Right. And does that cover the whole thing in case it does turn out that the client can't pay?
That is if the client, if it's agreed that the client will not pay and cannot pay, that's what we provided for, yes.
Okay.
If it is different and the ruling is different in our favor, the situation will change in terms of cash flow. But in terms of resolving the contractual claim relating to that, that will come much later.
Absolutely. Okay. So, but your problems are not just in South Africa. Elsewhere?
No. And outside South Africa, we only have a payment problem that's been there for a number of years in Zambia and Nigeria. But in terms of operations and returns, we're getting good returns from outside the country.
Talk to me about the difficulty of getting those payments through, because I was reading a story on Zambia the other day, actually, and someone was making the point that this is a country whose debt was written off completely and was debt-free almost a decade ago. And here we are, a decade later, we're sitting with a country now that's got a mountain of debt, $10 billion, no less. And therefore, you've got to worry about its ability to pay. What are you seeing? How difficult it is? What are they saying?
The debt has been outstanding for a number of years, but it's not undisputed. I think that's the first thing I must say. Secondly, is that they are paying. They're paying on a regular basis, and it is gradually coming down. So we do not have to write it off. We just need to be patient. They're paying us interest. And at the moment, they're starting to pay on the capital repayment, not only the interest.
Oh, I see.
So we see it's definitely coming down from where we were 6 months ago.
For the two countries that we're talking about, how much is outstanding?
We at risk, and if they don't pay at all, in Zambia, approximately 120 million rand. And in Nigeria, approximately 55 million rand. But as I say, 6 months ago, the number was slightly higher. So it's come down in Nigeria by about 30 million rand.
Yeah. So that's historical. Let's talk about the future.
Yes.
The cabinet was announced yesterday. And I'm sure you would have been watching the president and hoping for some kind of sign. Did he give you some kind of sign?
Well, I think
that everything is going to be all right, like Malusi Gigaba said the other time?
Well, I would like to believe that the country and the world will believe in this cabinet and the president, and that they inject some money in infrastructure, which this industry desperately needs and the country also needs. So yes, I think if one looks at what is happening in a country, there needs to be some projects that in terms of roads upgrade and various upgrades. Within our company at the moment, less than 20% of our turnover comes from public sector, which is very low.
So you can ramp it up if things turn around in that
Yes, that's been a blessing in disguise. And also a large percentage of our turnover comes from outside the country. 43% of our current order book is from outside South Africa. And it's good order book. So it's in neighboring countries where we have got good clients, payment is good,
Yeah.
That money is not at risk. It's only the old Zambian debt and the debt and the Nigerian, which is a bit, not a bit, it's a lot of frustration that goes with that, but payment does happen.
Yeah. Talk to me about what you're seeing in terms of inquiries and the growing of that order book as well, and the composition of that order book in terms of where it's coming from.
The order book, a large percentage of the order book is from the mining sector. For the last number of years, there's been an uptick in the mining sector, in open pit mining work and in surface-related mining work from our mechanical business. In industrial, we're doing a fair amount of work in the industrial environment, both locally and cross-border. So that's what has fed the order book over the last number of years.
Yeah, and I also see you say regionally, you are looking at a number of opportunities here. Open pit mining contracts, you're talking petrochemical tank farms, what are those? Smaller oil and gas projects. This is all in Southern Africa.
All southern in South Africa.
Okay.
Yes, and we've recently been awarded some large petrochemical tank farms for also a state-owned company.
Okay.
And there are more coming, and we're well positioned to take advantage of that.
So, Willie, if I were to take a temperature check of you, would you say you are optimistic that this is the corner and we are looking now at better prospects going forward, or you would say you're cold a little bit and you are going to have to wait this one out until the end of the year or something like that?
I think, first of all, if one talks about optimism, I would say that I think we're now in a position where the government the cabinet needs to settle in and bring projects to the market. Within a few 6 months or so, I'm sure they will settle in and we'll see opportunities. I trust there will definitely be. Yeah. In terms of the private sector, I think the private sector will get confidence in the new cabinet, new government. And although work is tight at the moment, I'm positive. I'm a contractor. I have to be positive.
You're warm.
Yes.
You're warm. Willie Meyburgh, thank you. CEO of Stefanutti Stocks.